Hey guys, this is Fuller and welcome to another new Hearthstone Heroes. We're on to episode 7. I got a lot of requests for this amphibious one, so here he is, the Merlok hero. I also asked you guys for some help for the legendary and got some amazing ideas, thanks for that. Now there's already a lot of Merlocks already in the game and most of them buff each other up in some way, so I tried to keep it unique and focus heavily on spells as well. As for the Merlocks as a race, there's surprisingly quite a few types and variants. On to the hero, I went with Murky. He's one of the recent new heroes to Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard's other game. He has some great artwork too. He also came with a few abilities and talents that were really interesting. I tried to use some of those ideas. Here's how he'd look in game. You can compare him to the Paladin and Priest here. As for class type, I called him Raider. Now for the hero ability, it's Hatchling. For 2 mana, summon a 1/1 Grimscale Spawning with charge that dies at the end of your turn. You can compare it to Paladin's Reinforced. You get the charge but it dies. So in some ways it's more like the Druid and Rogue's hero power. You can attack straight away for 1. The main benefit of course is that it gains buff from other Merlocks and minions. And I'll also show you soon all the spells that go really nicely with it. Moving on to the basic cards, here's one of those spells I was talking about. The first one is Envenom. For 1 mana, choose a Merlok, destroy any minion damaged by it. Like Blessing of Wisdom in terms of giving a minion an ability, it turns a Merlok into an Emperor's Cobra or Patience Assassin. Since you tend to have so many throwaway 1/1 tokens and the hero power, it's really effective. On to Bluegill Brawler. For 1 mana, he is 2/1 with whenever a Merlok is summoned, gain +1 health. Kinda like the opposite of a Merlok Tidecaller. A bit risky playing him turn 1, but if you can instantly follow up with a minion, he'll be a 2/2. Next we have Pufferfish. For 3 mana, it's 0/5 with, at the start of your turn, destroy this minion, and for each friendly Merlok, deal 1 damage to the enemy hero. Pretty situational, but can deal a lot of damage. He has enough health to tank damage himself. You just need to have a lot of Merloks on the battlefield. And here we have March of the Merlocks. For 4 mana, summon 2 2/1 Merlok troopers with charge that die at the end of your turn. A slightly better hero power, benefits massively from other Merlocks and buffs. You'll see with the rest of the cards too. It's similar to Unleash the Hounds, but much more reliable. This is my favourite spell, it's Feeding Frenzy. For 4 mana, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Draw minions that cost 1 or less, discard the rest. Can draw you a lot of cards. It's kind of a blend between tracking and divine favour. You probably need to build a whole deck around this though. If you do, it can give amazing value. You might recognise this image, it's Nightcrawler. For 2 mana, he is 0/2 with whenever a Merlok dies, gain +1 attack. So he lurks in the shadows, waiting and waiting, then dealing potentially a massive blow, or simply taking out a high value enemy minion. Kinda like a Patient Assassin, but can be a game finisher. This one's really interesting, it's Merlok Fury. For 4 mana, destroy a friendly Merlok and give all friendly minions +2/+2. You wouldn't like a Merlok when he's angry. It can give a pretty big buff up across the board and it affects all types of friendly minions. You can even combo it with the hero power and not even have a Merlok in your deck. Kinda like a Call of the Wild, but stronger and less flexible. On to Octobe. This one might be a bit broken. For 2 mana, remove taunt from all minions and draw a card. In a swarm type deck, this can seal the deal. Remove any taunts and just go for face. Similar to Flare, even if the enemy has no taunt, you can just cycle it to get another card. Next we have Raw Billaba. For 5 mana, he's 3/3, but he costs 1 less for each Merlok on the battlefield. Like a miniature sea giant, would be very interesting in Merlok versus Merlok matchups. This one is completely crazy, it's Cold Light Mage. For 4 mana, he's 2/4, all your minions count as Merloks. So with this guy you can put anything you want in your deck and it will be a Merlok, leading to potentially some insane combos. You could compare it to Ashori Soul Priest, which alters your healing, this alters your minions. On to Funnel. For 1 mana, destroy a friendly Merlok and draw 2 random Merlok cards. It works like the upcoming Hunter card Web Spinner. It draws completely random Merlok cards, not necessarily in your deck. Use it with your hero power to get 2 cards. Now we're finally on to the legendary. I did take a look at all the famous Merlocks you guys suggested. I believe I picked the best choice. It's Mutanus the Devourer. He's an NPC boss in World of Warcraft. He comes with a few nightmare-like abilities, so I blended that in. Here he is, for 7 mana, he's 5/6 with all Merlocks have Death Rattle, Summon a 2/2 Nightmare. Interestingly, if you combo that with Cold Light Mage, the nightmares will count as Merlocks, so you'll have an infinite loot supply of nightmares. Overall, he's a good finisher, goes well with the rest of the deck, but pretty expensive. So there you have it, the Merlok hero. Some cards and ideas that I would have liked to include are some form of Sea Gods. I couldn't quite fit them in. Maybe some Naga, or is that better suited for neutral cards? More murky abilities like eggs, safety bubbles. I couldn't quite find any art on that. And here's a sneak peek of what I think the next hero should be. Got any ideas for cards, legendaries, or what do you think should be next? As always, thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like and a comment. I love reading them and all your opinions. Next Rammus just got announced. I'm super excited, and especially what new decks will be coming out. Please do subscribe if you already haven't, and I'll see you all next time.